More often than not, you will hear many longtime collectors mislabel the Thailand Sarge as being the Sarge that was recalled due to lead. Oh, it's the lead paint problem from Thailand. Oh, it's the lead paint variant from Thailand. False. There's also another fact. All Sarges made in 2007 for the Supercharged series from China had lead paint in them. That is also false, and we will be getting into that in a little bit. I wanted to remake this video because I feel like I have more information. I feel like my facts are more clearly. My facts are kind of, I have my facts and figures together about this whole thing. And it's also sort of just a history of the Sarge diecast in general. So, Sarge started out as part of the original 12 in 2006 as this guy right here. This is the original lead-free Thailand Sarge. Also, the version of Sarge that Mattel actually recommended parents to buy their kids as a replacement for the lead paint Sarge. Like, it was so bad they didn't recommend parents buy the China one at all, just in case. I wouldn't, if I was a parent, I would not trust it at all. Now, this is interesting because this Sarge is brand new and he already has like a little worn down light there. Here's the base, Disney Pixar DCC Thailand. So it's the original base, no production code, no factory code, no nothing. Just has made in Thailand pretty much, and his copyright for the 42 Willys Jeep, which is his model. And as you can see, he's also got the USA and then his military number, identification number on the hood. And yeah, in my opinion, this is the best version of Sarge. Still made to this day. It's classic. It's, I think you want to have the first of something in your collection. So to get an original piece of Disney Cars diecast history is important in any collection. Now moving on to late 2006, starting with the Desert Series factory sealed set, we have this guy. As you can see, this is the first of the China Sarges. Here is the base. 42 Willys, Disney Pixar, DCC, China. And as you notice, the base reads 2616EA. And we will get into why this does not have lead in it in a second. But this was the first China Sarge. Here's a look at them side by side. China used a little bit of a darker paint for their Sarge. As you can see, it's, it's more darker in color. They tried to fit more of the accurate sort of color that Sarge actually had. Whether that's good or bad, it's remains to be seen. Oh, I forgot to show the back. Yeah, just a tad bit darker, nothing too crazy. Maybe the window's a little bit bigger on the new one as well. Newer one. They're both segmented though, not unibody as of yet. And then comes August 2007, where one lazy executive at Mattel or whatever decided to say, hey, let's be smart and put lead in a toy that we're going to give to children. So this is where this guy comes in. And yes, I took it this seriously. I taped him down in a box, and I put that box in a bag. But this is the infamous toy, the only recall in Disney Cars history to this date, and hopefully forever. Yes, this is the lead Sarge in all of its glory. Sealed 3 times. So the lead can all just stay and permeate in this bin, this box container. There's the back. And interesting about this back, this was actually the second iteration of the Supercharged card back, maybe even the third, because the original one had less of a vibrance going on. These were sort of the ones that they were planning on targeting, to collectors and parents and kids, whatever, in the fourth quarter of 2007. So I got a lot of these around Christmas time, you know, the later part of the year, I remember. So here is where you need to look for the lead Sarge. It will say M1253-0910 on the packaging. And the base has a serial number, which I can't read on camera, of course. You know what? I can't even read it. Oh my god. Alright, that's not important. Basically, the thing you need to look for to identify a lead Sarge is that it needs to read on the serial number on the bottom 7EA. Obviously, this one's 6EA, so it's lead-free. But the lead ones had the production codes of 7EA, and if you don't, if yours has that, then it's lead positive, unfortunately. So, I still don't understand why Mattel did that. To cut corners, to cut costs is obviously a main thing. But to put something that poisons thousands of kids is just... It's mind-boggling why they decided to do that. Yeah, collectors collected this Sarge as well, but like, you're making a toy that possibly kids will play with, which they did, and some of them actually did suffer the consequences at the hand of this horrible toy. Now, because of this whole controversy and scandal, all cars, I mean all of them, not even, like even some of the ones that were released that you see in the background, they were all pulled from the shelf. Basically, there was no cars for a few months, and eventually they came back around time for Christmas with Ferrari, RPM, Yeti, Ham. So all those guys were released in time for Christmas, but for a while there were no Disney car products on the shelf. And understandable, Mattel didn't, Mattel probably learned from their mistake and said, you know what, we're just gonna not risk it, and pulled them all. And also, moving forward to the World of Cars series, Sarge had to take a hiatus in 2008, rather than them deciding to figure it out right away what they were going to do for a paint base, because obviously between this guy, I should say between these two here, there were actually 2 more Sarges released. There was one released in the Race-A-Rama Sarge's Boot Camp Pack, only available in Toys R Us back in 2009. That Sarge had like a more neutral expression. It wasn't as aggressive, it was more laid back. And his eyes were kind of segmented, like they were like plated almost. So that was like the only difference. This was also the time when they removed the USA from his hood and just had his code. Now this Sarge here is actually the 2012 Radiator Springs Classic Sarge. It's not as well known as some of the others, but it technically is a main variant. So there's the base for that one. And yeah, made in China, obviously, because, they made Sarge for about whatever. So this was like one of the main Sarges released, and this was also coincidentally the last Sarge that they made that was segmented like this. So there's that. And 2013 rolls around. It has been 6 years to the date since Sarge was released as a single. And with the WeOL Motel series, Sarge is back as this guy. So this is actually the original of the reiteration of Sarge, or the reintroduction of Sarge to the single main line. And yeah, as you can see, they colored in his, actually they made it bigger and actually colored it in yellow like it is supposed to be. Got rid of the USA, which isn't that a downgrade, because he did have USA, didn't, you know what, it doesn't matter. But yeah, as you notice as well, he is now he's a unibody. I can't talk today. So there is the comparison. It's almost like they made the window on this one more wider. So we're looking at the 2007 one here. Yeah, they actually made it wider. So this was the 2013 through 2017 Sarge. Yeah, they toned it down a lot with this one. Well, it's already toast anyway. So I didn't know. I was such a big fan of this one that I thought this one was kind of weird looking. I mean, the eyes are diagonal on this. And now Sarge has become a forgotten thing of the past. He's kind of a peg warmer as of 2023, 2024 even. He peg warms in a lot of stores. Partly Mattel releasing too many of them is sort of the problem there, but that's pretty much all there is to Sarge. Obviously, the current Sarge model they have been making in Thailand since 2018. He's got more of a... I will like to point out on his Thailand version from 2018 to present, his eyes are actually more of a yellowish cream color, and he has more of a glossy finish on this part here throughout his lighter green part of his body. So there's that to point out. I don't know why Mattel did that. They kind of botched a lot of the Thailand cars with grainy decals. Like, it would have been nice if they just kept some blueprints or whatever, or prototypes of how they did these. It's like, these were obviously Thailand's best work when they made cars, obviously the originals. But when they got back to making them in 2018, it's just like they fell off the face of the earth. They forgot how to make them properly, and they came out all grainy. I mean, they even redid Fillmore, who's back there. I mean, they just all look ugly to me. Fillmore, Lightning McQueen, those two are probably the worst because they just look... They look horrible. I'm not gonna lie, they look horrible. But anyway, this is about Sarge, and I hope you all enjoyed this video about him. Hopefully that all helps. Hopefully that helps you on what is the actual lead Sarge, because there's only one, and it is the one that ends in 7EA.